Tribal was a bit whatever, I guess. Lindsay went home, which I guess is fine. It's not me. She wasn't really the biggest threat. She wasn't really someone I considered to win at all. And I kind of feel a bit disappointed because I kind of did what Ken told me to do, and I don't like that. So obviously I want to try and make something happen, but just how I'm going to go around that, I don't know, because there is a lot of smart people around here and lots of people want to target me, so it could be quite difficult. So Ken, can we still trust Josh? In a roundabout way, yes, I guess. Well, no, we obviously can't, but do we? I think we need them. I mean, we've got a majority here, right? And if we just ditch them now, we really have nothing but the two of us, and then those four might form a majority and take us out. So right now we don't have enough, we haven't gone enough, so we think one more vote and then try and take him out might be the smartest option. Don't get me wrong, I am tempted to take Josh out, but I know I can't, because if we do, then it's me and Carol versus the other newbies, and we really have no connections with those newbies at all, really, so there's nothing stopping them from working together and taking me and Carol out and going to the final three as a group. And I'm putting this hard work, kind of manipulating, I'm not going to say manipulating because it kind of wasn't, well, getting to Josh to get Chuck to flip to take Lindsay out. And I've put in a lot of work to get here, and now we're in the end game, so rational thinking is what is required to get to the end for me. You guys excited? We're at final 6 at the end game. Yeah, yes we are. So, I made a move last tribal. Not the biggest move, there's been bigger moves made, but I needed to make a move nonetheless. And the move was to take out Lindsay. Despite that, I don't think James and Hannah really appreciated the move I made. And I knew the risk going into it that I could lose trust with them. So I did it anyway, so I'm not really surprised and I don't blame them. I just need to figure out somehow trying to get in the goods with them again, because we had a good thing going along and I don't want the move I made to tarnish our reputation. I know it's a lot to ask, but I don't see why it's too much of a stretch. So, what do you think about Chuck? Well, obviously I'm a little bit disappointed about the decision he made, and you know, it might not be the smartest decision, it might be the smartest decision for his game, I'm not sure. I mean, I can kind of respect the move, I guess. I'm just a bit disappointed because we're in the end game now and that we're on the bottom. However, maybe we can still use Chuck. What do you mean? Well, if we get Chuck on our side, that's obviously a good thing. We need allies right now, right? Because we're on the bottom. However, I don't know how long that's going to last, because how long do you see Ken, Carol and Josh working together? Not long at all. Exactly. So when that alliance breaks up, which could be pretty soon, you know, they'll be falling back to us most likely, and if we have Chuck on board, we should have a majority. Either way, if it's Ken and Carol who join us or Josh. Interesting thinking. This is the end game, and you need to think smart in order to get to the end. The 6 people who are here are very smart players and strong players and social players and play the game the way they want to play it. So it's a bit dangerous thinking now, but you need to think rationally and what's best for your game. So for me and James, we're on the bottom, but I don't think it's going to last very long because I don't see Josh, Ken and Carol working together very long. So if we get in goods with Chuck and he wants to trust us, that's a 3-person alliance against their 3, and once those guys split up, they'll be coming running to us and then we have a majority. At least that's my idea and that's my theory. And if it works, then we're in a good position. But right now, for me and James, it's best if we, you know, don't take Chuck's move he made last tribal to heart too much and we can move along as a group. Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you about what? Are you guys mad about the decision I made? Not really. Oh well, we kind of are. We're a bit disappointed, but I mean, it shouldn't really tarnish our reputation. I mean, really, look at us. We're on the bottom, and working with you is probably a good idea. I mean, we had a good alliance going along, so it doesn't make, especially in the end game, it doesn't make sense to put that to rest. Alright, so if you're still willing to work for me, that's fine. Yeah, we're still willing to work with you, Chuck. So, coming back to the tribal, me and Hannah aren't in the best position, so our plan is to reconnect with Chuck. And it makes sense. So, yeah, I gotta go through with it. It makes rational sense to go through with this idea. And hopefully, by the end of this, when all the dust is settled, if we go to tribal, hopefully Ken or Carol are on our side, or maybe Josh are on our side, and we have a majority, and we're taking out, well, whoever we really want. So yeah, I feel confident, but obviously it's final 6, so a little bit, anything can happen. So I see Chuck talk with Hannah and James, and it looks like, well, it doesn't look like he's flipping, right? For what I heard, he just wants to reconnect with Hannah and James. You know, I understand the idea. It's not the biggest move, it's not the biggest thing ever. He's not really flipping, so there's not much to really say there, is there? Not really. I can bend the truth. In fact, instead of bending the truth, just quite frankly lie. I can turn the game on Chuck. I have an opportunity to do that. He is my ally, but I don't mind doing that. If I can lie to Ken and Carol, they'll obviously resent him and maybe try and target them, and lie to Hannah and James saying that Chuck isn't going to flip, and then overall everyone starts to hate him, and I just jump aboard that boat and we take Chuck out. Easily done. Okay guys, let's just put our differences aside. We did last tribal, and I think we can do at least 2 more. We're a group of 4, makes rational thinking to, you know, work as a group for the next couple tribal councils. You've got a majority. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm fine with that. Yeah, good idea. Are you guys really gonna work with them? Well, we don't trust them. However, we just think it's more rational to work as a group of 4. I mean, it's in-game, everything's gonna everyone's gonna be getting stressful and paranoid, so it makes sense to keep it simple, right? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Me and Ken don't really want to work with Josh. Plain and simple. However, we know his relevance to our game. It's pretty plain and simple. He's not really an ally, but he's a number to us. And at the moment, it just makes sense to work with him. We don't need any more paranoia in this game. Me and Ken have come a long way together. And as much as we cannot trust Josh, if we can pull off 1 more vote as a group of 4 and go into the final 5 and then take him out with, I don't know, Hannah or James, whoever stays after the tribal, we get them together because realistically they have no choice. Take Chuck along with us and unanimously vote out Josh. I just think that makes more sense. Well, me and Ken believe that makes more sense than flipping on them now, when if we do flip on them, we technically don't have the numbers. We don't trust Josh, but we understand his relevance to this game. Are you ready to get to your 5th individual immunity challenge? Yeah. Okay, for today's challenge, you're going to stand on a coloured pedestal, and I'm going to ask you questions about India. You will then give me an answer A or B. Hold up 1 hand for A, hold up 2 hands if you want to answer B. If you get a question right, you then have the power to move 1 member of your opposition down. Then down again. If you hop off the white pedestal, you're out of this challenge. Last person standing will win immunity safe from the vote. Losers tribal council where somebody will be the 11th person voted out of this game and the 5th member of the jury. Alright, we'll draw for spots and we'll get started. Okay, first question. India is the 7th or 8th largest country in the world. 7th being A, 8th being B. Alright, show us your answers. Okay, the correct answer was A, 7th largest country in the world. Josh, Hannah, Carol, and Ken are correct. So, Josh, who do you want to move down? I'm going to pick Chuck. Hannah, who would you like to move down? I'd like to move down Josh. Okay, Carol, who would you like to move down? I'm going to move down James. Okay, last but not least, Ken, who are you going to move down? I'm going to move down Josh. Alright, second question. Which of these countries do not border India? Bangladesh, A, or B, Sri Lanka? Alright, pick your answer. Everyone says B. Everyone is correct except for Chuck. God damn it, I literally know nothing about geography. Okay, Josh, who would you like to move down? I'd like to move down Chuck. Okay, Hannah, who would you like to move down? I'm gonna go ahead and move down Carol. Carol, who would you like to move down? I'd like to move down Hannah. Alright, Ken, who would you like to move down? I'm gonna go ahead and move down Josh. Josh has stepped down. He is out of this challenge. We are down to 5. Alright, James, last but not least, who would you like to move down? I'd like to move down Ken. Okay, this is how things stand at the moment. On to the third question. The Indian flag has an orange stripe at the top. That's A, or B, a green stripe at the top. Show us your answer. Wow. Okay, everyone got it right, so everyone gets to move down one person. Okay, Hannah, you first. Who are you gonna send down? I'm gonna send down Carol. Okay, Carol, who would you like to send down? I'd like to send down Hannah. Okay, Chuck, you finally get a question right. Who would you like to sit down? I'd like to sit down Carol. Unfortunately, Carol is out now. Carol becomes the second person out of this challenge. We're down to Hannah, Chuck, Ken, and James, fighting it out for immunity. Alright, Ken, who would you like to sit down? I'd like to sit down James. Alright, James, you're last. Who would you like to put down? I'd like to put down Ken. Alright, we have our final 4. They're all on the wire. Alright, moving on to the 4th question. India has been invaded the most out of any country in the world. How many times have they been invaded? A, around 200 times, or B, around 100 times? Alright, put up the one you think it is. Everyone says B, except for Ken. Well, the correct answer was A, around 200 times. So Ken, you have the sole decision. Who are you going to send down? I'm going to send down Hannah. Okay. Your next question is, the national animal of India is A, tiger, or B, a cow? Alright, which one do you think it is? Okay. Well, another quite split decision. The correct answer was A, tiger. It is not a cow. Many believe it was a cow, but it's not. Alright, Ken, you have the sole decision again. Who is it going to be? Probably James. In what year did India become independent? A, 1948, or B, 1947? Which one do you think it is? Alright, whoever gets this answer correct will win the immunity challenge. The correct answer is B, meaning Ken will win immunity and is safe from the vote. Congratulations, Ken, on winning immunity. Guaranteed spot in the final 5. As for the rest of you, Trouble Council tonight, where somebody will be the 11th person voted out of this game and the 5th member of the jury. It will not be you. Alright, grab your stuff and back to camp. I'll see you guys tonight. So, Trouble's coming around, and this is a significant Trouble Council because this is technically the Trouble Council where I went home last time I played. So to win immunity is a great feeling, knowing that I'll beat that placement. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't even intending on winning immunity. I was just trying to stop Josh from winning. I know, kind of well, not really on the same page, but we're kind of working together. However, I don't trust him. I think you guys all know I don't. And if I wanted to make a move against him, it's better off him not having immunity. I'm obviously glad that Chuck didn't win today's immunity challenge. If he did, you know, then I would have to rethink my plan, and probably that plan would just work with Ken and Carol, which, you know, I don't want to do. So now I have an opportunity to make a move, try and stir up the pot, which I don't mind doing, rock the boat a little bit, which I also don't mind doing, and try and take him out. Hey guys, hey Chuck. So if we're going to work together, who are you guys voting for? Because I might be able to get Ken and Carol on board, depending on who you vote for. Yeah, that would be great, because we're actually considering voting for Josh. Alright, great, so that makes sense. You can try and get those two on board. And like, they did say that rationally they thought it might be better to work with Josh, but they didn't mind taking him out because they don't trust him. Yeah, so if you could get them to flip, that would be great. So the plan for me, James and Chuck, is to vote for Josh, because why not? And Chuck's job is to get Ken and Carol on board, and if we can do that, we should have a unanimous vote on Josh. He doesn't have an idol. I mean, Jeff keeps saying if anyone has a hidden immunity idol, trying to play it and stuff like that. So it makes me concerned that someone could have an idol. I mean, someone could have been taken out with it. We don't know. We presume that's why he says it. But there's no guarantee that the idol could have been found. We have no clue. We don't think he's an idol anyway, so it should be an easy vote on Josh. However, like we've probably said a million times, there's no such thing as an easy vote in this game. So yeah, keeping our eyes out is also important. Why do these dumbasses keep having their conversations by these two trees? I'm just hiding behind them. It's the same place, so I know exactly where they're going. They don't know I'm there either, so it's brilliant. It's just, sometimes it's just too easy spying on people. Anyway, looks like Chuck's going to try and get Ken and Carol to flip to take me out. So I've got to make sure that doesn't happen at all. Lying is the only option here, and I value myself as a pretty good liar. Hey guys, I need to talk to you. About what? It's about Chuck. What's he done? Well, he's flipping. He's going to work with Hannah and James, try and tie up the vote, see if, like, do you know in season 4 how Mike tried to make a move to scare Jim into flipping and stuff, and then sends it down to rocks, taking Jim out? Yeah. Well, they're going to try and do the exact same thing. However, we can stop it and take, if we put our votes on Chuck, and then we can take him out. But wouldn't Hannah and James be voting for somebody else along with Chuck? Well, they don't like 100% trust them. So I think that can be arranged to get them to vote for Chuck, so we should have a unanimous vote on Chuck. Easy done, easy do. Do you trust them? Not at all. I think we need to have a conversation with Chuck to just make sure. I mean, if he is telling the truth, I mean, good for him, I guess. It's the first time he's probably told the truth, and if he isn't telling the truth, it just proves our theory. So Josh tells us that Chuck is going to flip to try and split the vote, send it to rocks and stuff. Me and Ken don't buy that for a second. So our plan is to try and make sure that Josh is actually lying by getting the information from Chuck. I mean, he's probably not going to tell us straight, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to tell if Chuck's lying. And plus, we don't like, really, would Chuck be the person to make this kind of move? Probably not. So it's kind of a stupid lie, in my opinion, from Josh. I don't think he's thought this really much through. I mean, in hindsight, we don't really need to go up to Chuck. What do you mean? Well, think about it. Like, we can go up to Chuck, try and get some information, but we don't really need to. We can go up to Chuck, say we don't trust Josh, like, just the 5 of us vote Josh. I mean, that kind of works, I guess. It doesn't really, like we said, we wanted to work with Josh because he's a number to us, but at the end of the day, I mean, it just makes more sense to get rid of him. I'm done playing with him. He's too much of a sneaky player, and I think it's just a simple vote. Yeah, and, I mean, although we might be down at final 5, I think do you think you valued your chances to try and flip one of them? Yeah, I think we can. It might be difficult, it might be a bit of a risk, but I think Josh's time in this game is up. So, obviously, getting Ken and Carol to flip or try and believe me was always going to be a challenge, but Hannah and James, they're a bit strategic, but they're more easily manipulated. So that's the next plan. Try and get them to not trust Chuck, and then, you know, make just chaos ensue, and then whatever happens after that, just pick the majority that forms, and then that person gets taken out. Hopefully it ends up with Chuck, which is what I'm going to try and aim for. But, you know, I feel like I'm in the driver's seat. Although I look like I'm going to be targeted, I don't think that's the way it's going to work. Hey Chuck. Hey guys. So, I wanted to talk to you. Actually, we wanted to talk to you about as well. What do you want to talk about? We're kind of thinking about just taking out Josh while we have the chance. I mean, yeah, that's what I was going to talk to you about, so that's great. Don't really need to put much thought into this now, do we? Yeah, just take him out when we have the chance. Hey guys. Hey Josh, what do you want? Do you guys trust Chuck? I mean, yeah, obviously, of course we do. Well, I don't think you should. Why? Well, look over there. Well, they're just talking. What has that got to do with anything? Well, here's the thing. Chuck's not really with you. What do you mean? Well, He came up to us saying, hey, I just kind of convinced Hannah and James that I was working with them. Really, I'm not. It was just to make sure that they don't go looking for the idol or something. He's not flipping. He's just trying to give you false hope. Okay. So I think you should target him. How do we know that we can trust you? Look, we may not be on the right path here. We may not have always been we might not always trust each other, okay? That's just the truth. But I'm being 100% genuine right now. You know, Chuck is a big player. He's also not stupid. He's starting to get enveloped in so much power right now. He is betraying you. I swear it. Cross my heart, hope to die. Okay. Maybe we'll think about it. I'm telling you the truth. What do you think? I don't want to buy it, but who says cross my heart, hope to die if they weren't lying? Yeah, that kind of got me a bit. I mean, even from Josh, that's a bit overkill, don't you think? Maybe. So, yeah, if you say cross my heart, hope to die, you shouldn't lie. But I have my fingers crossed. Man, these people, so dumb. Hey guys, I may have got Carol and Ken to flip. Are you flipping on us? What do you mean? Well, we just heard from Josh that you were flipping on us. What? Why would I do that? He did say cross my heart, hope to die. Well, he's lying. Why would you lie over that? I don't know. Maybe he had his fingers crossed. I don't know. He's lying. I didn't see any fingers crossed, Chuck. I think you're actually betraying us. So why should we trust you? Because I've been genuine with you most of this game. Why would I lie now? You know, I don't know what to think anymore. I think you're lying. Look, I want to believe that Josh is lying. I want to believe that Chuck is still with us. But I don't know how someone could say, cross my heart, hope to die, and then lie about it. That's just a dick move. Why would you do such a thing? So, it's come to my understanding, and I might be stupid thinking it because it is coming from someone like Josh, that he could be lying. I'm not sure. However, me and James might come to consensus that we have to vote for Chuck because he's a big threat physically and he might be lying to us and betraying us. And I'm not going to stand for it. Guys, I don't think Hannah and James trust me. They think I'm betraying them. Oh God, what do we do now? Do you think we have to go back to working with Josh? But possibly, so who do we vote for? I don't know, because I don't know what to do. I guess maybe Hannah, because she's more strategic. Okay, Hannah it is. Oh no, what is it? Oh, I've just had a thought. What kind of thought? Well, Josh told us that Chuck wasn't really genuine with us. He was lying, he was looking to flip. And maybe he's playing both sides here, because if Chuck did betray Hannah and James, what's stopping him from betraying us? What do you mean? He can only really betray one side. Maybe he was trying to play both sides, but then he got caught. So you're saying that he could be not what he seems? I mean, it's a theory. Look, I'm not going to put my hand up and jump around saying Josh was right, but there could be a real piece of thought that if Chuck was caught by Hannah and James playing both sides, that Josh was probably telling the truth. Now, I'm not saying that for sure because it is Josh after all. He could have lied twice to me and Carol and then gone and lied to James and Hannah. However, you know, it's still got me thinking. I don't want to be thinking this, but you know, I don't know. I'm now really confused. But that's not to say I'm going to vote for Chuck. I mean, there's an opportunity still there to work with Josh again and take out Hannah. We'll have to see. I mean, that's the other option. Vote for Hannah, keep things simple, it keeps Chuck in the game. It could prove that, you know, Josh was, I don't know. I don't really want to believe that Josh was telling the truth. That's all. I might be a bit stupid, a bit delusional thinking that, but I don't really know. I'm so confused right now. There's been a lot going on. Wow, this is turning out great. Ken and Carol are now starting to doubt Chuck's loyalty, which means if I put a vote on Chuck, we could unanimously vote out Chuck, with the only odd vote being for Hannah. So this is interesting.
So we'll just have to see. Maybe my little gamble has worked out perfectly.
Welcome, Gansey Tribe, to your 5th merged tribal council. First things first, we'll bring in the members of the jury. Rick, Emily, Lucas, and Lindsay, voted out at last night's tribal council. Okay, Ken, you win an immunity challenge. How does that make you feel? With final 6, Jeff, we're in the end game. I mean, obviously I'm happy because, well, last time I played I got final 6 and then got voted out, so to make at least one placement better is a bit of an achievement. Josh, what's tribe camp been like? Well, like, now that we're in the end game. A bit chaotic, obviously. Everyone here has their own skills, whether it's social, physical, or strategic, so it's been quite interesting, a bit chaotic, so we'll just have to see how it goes down tonight. Hannah, you, the most recent winner of an immunity challenge, are you worried that you could be perceived as a threat? I mean, next to Chuck, Jeff, I'm probably the next physical threat here, so if we're looking at that way, yeah, most likely. And we're getting down to that point where we're in the end game now, and you could see strategic threats go and people have made big moves, as obviously we're now starting to appeal to the jury. However, I don't think spending your time trying to take out a little old physical threat like me is a bit of a waste of your time. Carol, are you nervous going into tonight's tribal? Wait, look at the jury. I mean, look, Emily got voted out, Lucas got voted out, and Lindsay got voted out. Now, everything they have in common is that in each tribal council, the power shifted. I mean, you had Emily's big tribal council, then one group had the power, and then Lucas got voted out, and then the other group got power, and then Lindsay got voted out, and then the other group got power. So we might see that same thing happen tonight. Okay, with that, it is time to vote. James, you'll start us off.
Chuck, I'm sorry. The consensus is that you stabbed me and James in the back and you're playing both sides. So I hate to trust and believe in Josh, but I'm sorry. Josh, I'm worried about tonight, so voting for you might be the only thing that keeps me in the game.
I'll tally the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. No? Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. Read the votes. First vote, Josh. Second vote,
Chuck. That's one vote Josh, one vote Chuck. Second vote, Chuck. That's 2 votes Chuck, 1 vote Josh.
third vote, Chuck. Damn it. That's 3 votes Chuck, 1 vote Josh, 2 votes left. The 5th vote. And the 11th person voted out, and the 5th member of the jury.
Chuck. Chuck, that's 4, that's enough for tonight. No need to read the last vote, come bring me your torch.
Alright Chuck, I need to ask you a question, and how you answer it will dictate this game. Huh? Did you betray us? You mean, did you play both sides? No, that's a lie. Interesting. Chuck, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. Well, congratulations to the 5 of you. Final 5 is a big achievement. You've only got, well, less than a week out here in India, so make it count. Grab your torches and back to camp. I'll see you again later.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed, but I was just plain and simply outplayed.
I mean, outplayed is... We're just putting it a bit lightly. I mean, it was a mastermind move from Josh. A little bit harsh, a little bit... just a little bit mean, if you ask me, for his standard especially, but you can't really debate with a smart move that he made. He was on the bottom and he managed to pull off a good move.
Props off to Josh. I mean, a little bit of a harsh way to vote somebody out though, don't you think? I mean, it wasn't honourably at all, which, you know, kind of pisses me off, but I mean, I'm not going to be bitter about it.